This video will demonstrate the use of the split plane create command available in the Allegro PCB editor to quickly create a split plane on a layer in a design. There are a couple steps in order to use the split plane create command. First, use the add line command to add a line on the anti-etch class. The subclass will be whichever layer in your design the split should occur. You draw the line in to match the split that you want, and the width of the line needs to be how far apart you want the different shapes on that layer. Next, use the edit split plane create command and follow the instructions. You'll be asked which layer of your board stack up should go on to. After it does that, you can say whether it's a dynamic or static shape, and then the utility will walk you through each shape that got created, and it'll let you assign a net name to each different shape. Finally, after the split plane create command is done, you will turn off or make invisible the anti-etch class so you can see the final resulting split. So let's see how this works. Let me just do a zoom fit. We're going to use the add line command. I'm going to put this on the anti-etch class. The subclass wants to be whichever layer I want the split to occur. It's going to be on power ground. Again, the line width wants to be how far apart the shapes are going to be. I'm going to make that 50 mils. And I want to draw the line in my design. I want it to start outside the route keep in, which is the red rectangle in here. That's my route keep in. And I want it to end outside the route keep in. So I'm going to generate a split on this one, two different shapes. The top half will be for the red pins will be VCC, and the bottom half for the green pins will be ground. So I'm going to start here and just draw in this how I want this to occur. So we'll just draw something like this. All right, notice that I started and stopped outside the route keep in, and I have my red pins in one half of my shape, well, end up my resulting shape, and green pins in another half. So you just use the edit split plane create command. Again, it's going to ask me which class or which layer stack up do I want this to occur on, which is the power and ground. Do I want it to be a dynamic or static shape? I want it to be dynamic. I'm going to say create. It will highlight one shape, and I'm going to specify which net I want to assign to that shape. I will select ground. Then it will highlight the next shape, and I will specify I want that on VCC. And it would do this for as many different shapes that I have and splits that I have on this class, subclass pair. Finally, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make the anti-etch power and ground invisible, and there's my resulting shape. Now you can have more than one split, so let me turn that back on. Let me do another add line. I'm just going to draw from here down to the bottom, again ending outside the route keep in. Let's run the edit split plane create command again. Put that back on the same layer, my stack. Now this is a new shape, so what net do I want to assign that to? Well, since I can't see that net, I'll just change it to star and then assign it to this net. And it says this one was on ground before, do you want to keep it that way? And I'll say okay. And it says this one was on VCC before, do you want to keep it that way? And I'll say okay. So notice now I have three different splits in there. And I could do this as many times as I wanted to. Now it should be noted that this is a static process. So the line that's on the anti-etch is not looked at all the time. So if I modified this line, made it something like this, and let me delete out the overlapping areas. Notice that the split hasn't changed yet, so I need to rerun the edit split plane create command. Put back on power and ground. Now, since though I really didn't change any of these shapes or the nets assigned to me, what I can do at this point is I can hit the cancel button rather than OK. And when I do that, the system will say, OK, well, if you want to keep the same names as before, hit the OK button. Otherwise, hit cancel and it's going to assign a dummy net to all the remaining shapes. Since I want them to stay on the same nets, I'm just going to say OK. Let me go back and turn off my anti-etch again. And notice that the top half is now on VCC. The bottom one is ground, and this one is still TN39. This concludes the demonstration on the use of the split plane create command available in the Allegro PCB editor that allows you to quickly create a split plane on a layer.